2021 NFL Week 15 picks, UFC 269 review, and NFL Week 14 review and pick results. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another hard-hitting Callous Mind video. I want to start today's video by speaking about the Arizona Cardinals' loss on Monday Night Football last night. I want to start this conversation about last night's game by saying the Cardinals had every incentive and every reason in the world to win that game. Plus, they had the added benefit of having key Rams players out due to COVID-19 protocols. And what did they do? They proceeded to lay an egg here at home in the desert. Kyler Murray turned the ball over twice, and those interceptions were converted into Rams touchdowns. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the difference in this game last night, period. Okay, so now that I've spilled a tear in my beer over the Cardinals losing on Monday Night Football, I'm going to go ahead and jump into 2021 NFL Week 14 pick results. 10 wins, 4 losses. The Vikings won for me on Thursday night. Hallelujah. The Browns win. That was a really, really big win for the Browns against the Ravens. The Titans win. The Raiders lose to Kansas City. That's not that great of a surprise. They really seem to be in a nosedive, tailspin, or whatever other catastrophic term you want to use, but it doesn't look good for my Raiders. The Saints win, the Cowboys win, and they march me one step closer to a free lunch. So next game the Cowboys play, I'll be looking for them to win I think it'd be their 10th game, and that will trigger a lunch. So Jason, be ready, because sushi is sounding good, bro. Next, let's see, Chargers win. Cincinnati loses. That was a nip and tuck game with the San Francisco 49ers. That was interesting. Same way with the Buffalo and Tampa Bay game. Tampa won, but the game went into overtime. Green Bay gets a big win in the NFC North and NFC playoff picture as a whole. And then, of course, the Cardinals did lose on Monday Night Football. All right, well, some of you may notice that this week's NFL schedule looks a lot different as Saturday games begin starting this weekend. But this football Week 15 starts on Thursday, December 16th. Features Kansas City at the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think this game is really going to be for all the AFC West marbles at this point. And I know the Chargers got a big win over the weekend, but I think Kansas City has found their stride, and I think they're going to take control of this division. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs on the road to defeat the Los Angeles Chargers. Saturday games there are 2 of them. On Saturday, December 18th, Las Vegas heads east to take on the Cleveland Browns, and the New England Patriots take on the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to ride or die, of course, with my Raiders. But really, the Browns need this game more. So it wouldn't hurt my feelings to see the Browns win this game, because they need it more if they're going to make the playoffs. And I don't have really any faith at all that the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. So, but as always, I'm going to pick the Raiders, ride or die. So I'll take the Raiders on the road to defeat the Cleveland Browns. And then I will also take the New England Patriots on the road to defeat the Indianapolis Colts. And then Sunday, December 19th, we have Carolina going to Buffalo, and I will take the Buffalo Bills at home against the Carolina Panthers. Next game, Arizona heads east to the Detroit Lions. Maybe this year's Arizona Cardinals team is just better on the road. So far, that's what the statistics bear out. So we will see if that continues. either way, I will take the Arizona Cardinals on the road to defeat the Detroit Lions. Next game, New York Jets at Miami Dolphins. Classic AFC East matchup. I think the Dolphins are a little further along than the Jets are, so I will take the Miami Dolphins at home to defeat the New York Jets. Next game, NFC East matchup. Dallas Cowboys at New York Giants. Those Cowboys are looking for that 10th win to get robbed that free lunch. So here we go. I will take the Dallas Cowboys on the road to defeat the New York, they might be, Giants. Next game, another NFC East matchup. Washington football team heads to Philadelphia to take on the Fly Eagles Fly. And I'm going to take the Eagles at home to defeat the Washington football team. Next game, Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh really seems to be having a down year this year, and I don't know if that's going to change. I really don't expect it to change that much against the Tennessee Titans, so I will take the Tennessee Titans on the road to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next game, Houston at Jacksonville. Oh, good Lord Almighty. This is the battle of the terrible, but I'm going to give Jacksonville the nod, and I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars at home against the Houston Texans. Next game, Cincinnati at Denver. Cincinnati really needs this game, especially in the AFC playoff picture. And they just had that kind of bad loss against the 49ers. I mean, it wasn't bad. You know, they played a good game, but they lost, so it's not beneficial for them. But in order to, I think, keep pace with what else is going to happen in the AFC this weekend, the Bengals need to win, and I will take the Cincinnati Bengals on the road to defeat the Denver Broncos. Next game, Atlanta Falcons at San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers don't appear like they are done yet. They're still playing hard, and you know, they still have kind of probably playoff ambitions. We'll see if they get there, but either way, I'm taking the a little more reliable San Francisco 49ers at home against the not as reliable Atlanta Falcons. Next game, Seattle at Los Angeles. Classic NFC West matchup. And, you know, Seattle has the potential to play spoiler here, that is for sure. And how deep the Rams are will kind of depend on who's back from the COVID protocols from the game they just missed on Monday night. I think if the Rams could overcome those players being absent for the Cardinals, they can certainly overcome those players being absent for the Seattle Seahawks. And the Rams have everything in the world to play for, so I will take the Los Angeles Rams at home to defeat the Seattle Seahawks. Next up, Green Bay at Baltimore. I understand Lamar Jackson is expected to be back for this game, but I'm not so sure that that was the biggest issue of this past weekend. It'd probably be a bigger issue against the Green Bay Packers, but either way, Green Bay is trying to keep pace for the number one seed in the NFC, and Baltimore is fighting for their playoff life. But I think this game is probably more important for Green Bay. At least, you know, they're going to play like it's more important for them. And who knows whether Lamar will be back or not. And who knows, you know, if the weather conditions would suit his playing style. So with all those things said, I will take the Green Bay Packers on the road to defeat the Baltimore Ravens. Next game, New Orleans at Tampa Bay, an NFC South matchup. I think the Bucs need to keep pace with these other NFC teams vying for the top spot in the NFC playoff. So with that being said, I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home to defeat the New Orleans Saints. And then on Monday Night Football, another NFC North matchup features the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Chicago Bears. And Minnesota, man, they're still playing hard and they're still trying to get into the playoffs. And I think they will win. So I will take the Minnesota Vikings on the road to defeat the Chicago Bears. Okay, so I would be remiss if I didn't talk about UFC 269, and there's really two fights that I want to talk about. One is Julianna Pena shocking the MMA world by upsetting Amanda Nunes. This was a good fight, and it was nice to see this young lady get the win. And I thought it was very funny because when Joe Rogan interviewed her after the fight was over, she channeled her inner Nate Diaz and said, "Oh, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers." So that was pretty damn funny. And if you get a chance to see the pay-per-view, or you have UFC Fight Pass and you watch the fight after the fact, if you catch that interview, that's pretty damn funny. I would play it here because I do have it recorded, but I just don't want to take the copyright strike on it, so I'm not doing that. And then, of course, the other fight I want to talk about is Charles Oliveira defeating Dustin Poirier. This is not a huge surprise to me at all. As a matter of fact, we can look back in time here, and I'll even play the audio for you in this video so you can hear it yourself. I just want to go ahead and make a prediction here. No disrespect to Dustin Poirier at all, but I just feel like this is going to be kind of similar to his match against Khabib. I think Charles Oliveira will fight Dustin on the feet for as long as he needs to, but I think his end goal is going to be to try to get him down and to choke him out, or some form of submission, because that's kind of Oliveira's game. If we take a look at his stats here, see, I don't want to watch no video. If we look at his stats here, he defeated Michael Chandler via KO, TKO. Before that, he won unanimous decision, then sub, KO, TKO, KO, TKO. And I'm not saying that Poirier can't win the fight, because he most certainly can, but I'm just saying that this is one of those guys that I think is going to, Oliveira, I think, is going to try to fight to his strengths, and I'm not saying that he's not a strong striker, but what I am saying is that if you're going to go in with a strategy, the reality is that if you're better than somebody else on the ground, then you're going to want to try to get them on the ground. So I'm sure Oliveira will fight on the feet as long as he has to, but I think eventually he'll try to take Dustin Poirier down and submit him to retain his title, and I think he'll do that, but only time will tell. So as you should have been able to hear right there, I did in fact predict this outcome a while ago, right after the fight was announced. So this is not that huge of a surprise to me. After the fight, I'm hearing, these rumbles that it might be Gaethje that's up next against Oliveira. And once again, I don't really think that it matters, because, we're seeing these things play out over and over and over again. It was Khabib. He ran through, McGregor. He ran through Poirier. He ran through Gaethje. And to me, it's the same thing here with Charles Oliveira. This guy's just going to look to strangle you or submit you in some way. Apparently, he's got a pretty damn good chin. He can take punches. He can also deliver punches. Just ask Michael Chandler about that. And I think this guy is going to probably reign as champion for a long time, and I'd really, really like to see Charles Oliveira and Khabib fight for the Lightweight Championship, but I don't think that Khabib's coming back. That's just one of those, fantasy what-if fights, but it would be very cool if it did happen. Alright, so before I wrap up this video, I want to thank you all for taking the time and spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. And I do actually plan on doing a video next week. However, my daughter's Christmas break begins this Friday, so I will construct another video as time permits. If not, be looking to my social media channels such as Facebook or Twitter for my football picks if you are interested. But please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other. And until I speak with you next time, I'll talk to you later. God bless.